So, introduction continues part 2. ஸோ காலபைரவர் வந்த உடனேயும் பிரம்மாவோட 5வது தலையை கொய்தார் அப்படின்னு. ஏன்னா அந்த தலை தான் கர்வமாக பேசித்து சிவனை அப்படிங்கிறதுனால அவரோட கர்வத்தை அடக்கிறதுக்காக காலபைரவர் வந்தார். காலபைரவர் அவரோட 5வது தலையை கொய்தோன்னையும் அவர் கர்வம் இறங்கி சிவனோட நிஜஸ்வரூபம் என்ன, அவர் தான் பரம் சத்தியம்னு பிரம்மாவுக்கும் விஷ்ணுவுக்கும் புரிஞ்சுது. I repeated the same in English in the last audio when it ended, that Bhairava came just to bring down the ahankara of Brahma and Vishnu who are under the Shivamaya Vasham. See, all these are Leela done by them. They are playing a Leela just for the benefit of our Loka. See, now because of this Leela, we have KalaBhairava Murti. This same story is also heard in a different way also. When that Purusha Akriti came, that Omkara came, and it manifested itself into a huge form, Mahat Swarupam, that Akriti spoke, that Purusha Akriti spoke to Brahma and Vishnu and said, whoever finds my Adi and Antam, they are the highest. Now Brahma takes his Hamsa Pakshi Vahanam and he goes to find the Adi. He travels up towards up to find the Adi of that Purusha Akriti, and Vishnu goes down to find the Antam. Both of them could not find Adi or Antam. Vishnu admits that he could not find the Antam, while Brahma, as he is traveling up, he sees a Pushpam, Parijata Pushpam, falling from the top. So he tells the Parijata Pushpam that I am not able to find the Adi of this Mahat Swarupam. Instead, I will go back. I'll take you as a witness and go back and say, see, I found the Adi. That's why I was able to bring this flower back. So, and then you also say yes. So that, I'll be the highest. So Brahma comes back. It is his 5th head that lies to that Akriti, Purusha Akriti or Omkara or the Maheshwara Swarupam, that I found the Adi. Because Shiva now knows that Brahma is lying, his 5th head was cut off. This story is also Prasiddham. This is how Brahma's 5th head was cut off. This is also Prasiddham. All our Purana Kathas and all of this are intertwined. So we cannot leave out one thing and say this is only the correct story. All of it is true. And because Brahma did not speak the Satyam, he spoke Asatyam, Shiva will say that you will not have temples anywhere in the Bhuloka. And Vishnu will have temples everywhere. Because he admitted the Satyam that he could not find the Antam. And there is also one more version of a story where KalaBhairava, Shiva throws his nail. And from that nail, KalaBhairava came. That is also there. So after KalaBhairava came and cut off Brahma's head and his ahankaram his garvam was destroyed, Shiva did anugraham for Brahma and Vishnu, and now Mahadeva speaks to KalaBhairava. Mahadeva uvacha tvayamanyo vishnurasau tatha shatadhriti swayam kapalam vaidhasam vapi neelalohita dharaya brahmahatya apanodaya vratam lokaya darshaya charatvam satatam bhiksham kapala vratamashritah utpadya cha ekam कन्यांतु ब्रह्महत्याभिविश्रुतां यावद् वाराणसीं दिव्यां पुरीमेषां गमिष्यति तावत् त्वं भीषणे कालम् अनुगच्छ उग्ररूपिणं सर्वत्र ते प्रवेशोऽस्ति त्यक्त्वा वाराणसीं पुरीं वाराणसीं यदा गच्छेत् तन्मुक्तां भव तत्क्षणात्. Why Mahadeva is speaking to KalaBhairava is because by cutting off the head of Brahma, KalaBhairava now has the Brahmahatya dosham. So Mahadeva is telling what are the next steps that he needs to do to get rid of the Brahmahatya dosham. So in the first shloka he says, you carry the kapalam of Brahma. So when he cut off the head is still sticking to his hand. So Mahadeva tells KalaBhairava to carry that kapalam of Brahma as a Bhiksha Patram, and he's asking him to do the Kapala Vratam and show the world, show the Lokam how to remove the Brahmahatya dosham. So you do the Kapala Vratam, do Bhiksha. Use that as a Bhiksha Patram and ask for Bhiksha and show the world as to how one can remove the Papam of Brahmahatyam. That is what he says by saying Brahmahatya apanodaya vratam lokaya darshaya charatvam satatam bhiksham. Always go around for bhiksha kapala vratam ashritaha by doing the kapala vratam. After saying this, Mahadeva makes a kanya called Brahmahatya who will roam along with KalaBhairava for bhiksha. That's what he says in the line Utpadya cha ekam kanyam Brahmahatyabhivishrutam. She who is known as Brahmahatya, she will come along with you everywhere, wherever you are going for bhikshatanam. Yavad Varanasin divyam puri mesham gamishyati tavatvam bhishane kalamanugaccha ugra rupinam. Until this Brahmahatya Kanya goes to the Divyapuri Varanasi, she will follow you everywhere for a very long period of time. What does that mean? Whenever KalaBhairava reaches Kashi, the Brahmahatya dosham will leave him. So Mahadeva says to KalaBhairava that you will have free access to go everywhere except Varanasi. That is what the shloka says. Sarvatra te pravishaha asti tyaktva Varanasim purim. Except Varanasi, everywhere you will have access. Then Varanasim yada gachet. When she goes to Varanasi, tada, what will happen? Tat kshanat, from that kshanam, you will be freed from her. Saying this, Mahadeva disappeared. Now, KalaBhairava, along with that Kapala in his hand as a Bhiksha Patram, roams about all the three worlds along with that Brahmahatya dosham following him everywhere. That Brahmahatya Kanya never left the side of Bhairavar. So wherever Bhairavar went, this Brahmahatya Kanya followed him everywhere because that was the orders of Maheshwara, Mahadeva. And Bhairavar was doing Bhikshatanam for a very long period of time and he comes to Vishnu Loka. See, this is really big. It's another chapter in Shiva Purana. I'm going to cut it really short because, our idea is only to understand the avataram of KalaBhairava. So, he goes to Vishnu Loka. There, Vishnu and Lakshmi are praising him, are doing stotram on KalaBhairava and everything. And then on his Bhiksha Patram, Lakshmi gives Vidya as Dhanam in his Bhiksha Patram. And then Vishnu is unable to bear that this Brahmahatya Kanya is following him everywhere. So he requests her not to follow. But then she reminds him that I am following the orders of Mahadeva and I have to follow him everywhere. Then after KalaBhairavar gets his Bhiksha from Lakshmi Devi, KalaBhairavar proceeds towards Kashi. And when KalaBhairavar reaches Kashi, Brahmahatya Kanya comes until the outskirts of Kashi. After that, she cannot enter because of Shiva's orders or Shiva's, power. Instead, she enters the Patala Loka. As soon as Bhairavar had entered Kashi, that Bhiksha Patram, that Kapalam of Brahma that was sticking to his hand fell on the Bhumi. And from then on, KalaBhairavar was released or he was freed from the Brahmahatya dosham. And because the Kapala fell from his hand and he got the mukti, it became Kapala Mochana. Kashi came to be also known as Kapal Mochana Kshetram. And that is how we have KalaBhairava Murti in Kashi Kshetram. And this KalaBhairavar removes all the papam of his bhaktas. And KalaBhairava is an avataram of Mahadeva, and there are 8 Bhairavas. asHTabhairavas are believed to be there, protecting all the asHTadik, 8 directions. The names of the 8 asHTabhairavas are Asitanga Bhairava, Ruru Bhairava, Chanda Bhairava, Krodha Bhairava, Unmatta Bhairava, Kapala Bhairavar, Bhishana Bhairavar, and Samhara Bhairava. These 8 Bhairavas married the Ashtamatrikas. So Asitanga Bhairava married Brahmi Matrika, Ruru Bhairava Maheshwari, Chanda Kaumari Amba, क्रोधभैरवर् वैष्णवी, उन्मत्तभैरवर् वाराही मातृका, कपालभैरवर् माहेन्द्री, भीषणभैरवर् चामुण्डादेवी, संहारभैरवर् महालक्ष्मी. So these asHTabhairavas married asHTamatrikas, and from them 64 Bhairavas and 64 Yoginis were formed. And all of these murtis have very Ugra Rupam. The word itself, Bhairava itself, means Ugram, fearful, terrible. He has a Ugra Rupam because he is the Kshetra Palaka of Kashi. So now, with all this information, we will try to understand the meaning of KalaBhairava asHTakam. Ram Ram Ram.